preparing the pan. I generally don't use butter paper because it's waste of paper. So you can spread it like this. You can with your fingers, or you can use a brush. Coat it well with oil so that the cake doesn't stick to the bottom of the paper. And in place of butter paper, take about 2 to 3 teaspoons of wheat flour, because we are making a wheat flour cake. Or if you are using maida, you take 2 to 3 teaspoons of maida and dust it like this well on all 4 sides and the bottom of the pan, so that the cake comes out smoothly after it is done. It should be completely dusted like this. Remove the excess flour. So it is completely dusted like this. We'll have to first mash the bananas. Take as ripe bananas as possible. They can be overripe also, so that there is a natural sweetness of the bananas in it. Today this banana is slightly brownish in color because I have kept it in the fridge. To mash the bananas, you can use the hand blender, or an easier way is to use the mixer jar. Take the big wet mixer jar, put the bananas in it. I'm going to mash this and bring it first. This is the mashed banana. Next step, add the brown sugar to this and mix it well. If you are using the hand blender, the same process. I'm using brown sugar. You can use even white sugar for this. You can adjust the quantity of the sugar depending upon your taste. And if the bananas are very ripe, you would only need to add less sugar. If the bananas are less ripe, then you may need to increase the quantity of sugar. I'll blend this and again bring it. This is the blended sugar and banana mixture. Now we'll add the oil to this. Meanwhile, keep the oven for preheating at 180 degrees centigrade for 10 minutes. So that by the time the mixture is ready, the oven is also preheated. The mixture should be put into the oven immediately after mixing it up. I'll again blend this and show it to you. This is the blended oil, sugar and banana mixture. Transfer this to the bowl. Beat it a little more so that everything is well blended and the oil doesn't stand out separately. Now we'll sieve all the dry ingredients together. Take the flour, 1.5 cups of flour, and in this I have cinnamon powder. This is optional, and this is a little bit of coffee, instant coffee powder. This is also optional. These two add to the aroma of the cake. And this is baking powder, baking soda and a pinch of salt. The measurements have been given separately. Sieve it well so that all the dry ingredients get mixed properly. It's completely sieved. These are the coffee powder lumps. You can just break it into a fine powder with your hands and add it. Mix this well. Mix the dry ingredients well. Now add it in 2 batches into this prepared liquid mixture. You can add vanilla essence, about 1 teaspoon at this stage. Mix it well using the cut and fold method, in one direction preferably. method of preparing the cake, I am not adding vinegar or curd. But the cake will come out as soft as anything. It's because of the overripe bananas. If you find it is too thick, you can add water or you can add milk to give it a softer texture. But add it little by little. Milk will make it a little more nutritious. You can even add water. As you can see, this wheat flour is absorbing a lot of excess liquid. This is the consistency which we require. These are finely chopped dry fruits, and this is tutti frutti and cocoa chips. Adding this is entirely optional, and you can use whatever proportion you want or whichever dry fruit you like. I'm going to add half the dry fruits to this so that it gets incorporated into the cake, and the remaining and half the tutti frutti, and the remaining we'll be using it for garnishing on top of the cake. Give it a gentle mix. The tutti frutti is also homemade. Now transfer this to the prepared pan. Level it. This is ready for baking now. Bake it at 180 degrees centigrade for about 30 minutes. After about 25-26 minutes, just check it once, and depending on your oven, it may even take up to 35-40 minutes. So be careful at the end, towards the end of it. And the best test is to insert a toothpick or a fork and make sure that it comes out clean without sticking to it. I have baked it for 30 minutes at 180 degrees centigrade. I'm inserting a fork inside to check if it is completely done. The fork has come out completely clean. Nothing is sticking to it. The cake is done. That means the cake is done. Once it is done, keep it along with the pan on a cooling rack or on a plate. Let it cool by itself to normal temperature, room temperature. After that, we'll try to remove it. And then cover it with a wet cloth, damp cloth. We are covering it because the top layer doesn't become too dry. The cake has completely cooled down. Now we'll take it out of the pan. Loosen the edges like this with a sharp knife. Take an appropriate plate, put it onto this and tap it gently. It's completely come out. Tilt it again and spread it. You can see how spongy it has come. If it is cooked fully and properly, it will come out cleanly like this. If something sticks to the bottom and it's not come out, then that means your cooking is not enough. It's not being baked enough.